Hello everybody, this is Shayla and I've got another guide for you. This one is going to be discussing the dynamics when it comes to group fights. So again, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alrighty, so this first match is going to be a Warsong Gulch, and we are going to discuss exactly what you want to be focusing on when you are time on Templar in a group fight. You are not going to be just 1v1ing somebody, so it's important that you keep in mind there are other people around you. So right off the bat, we got some people in tunnel. We got some people outside too. I'm just going to apply a bit of pressure, get my mana ticking, and keep an eye on my healing grid. So I see that we got another Holy Paladin over here, and I don't want him to die because he's going to keep me up. That's his focus. So I'm going to keep him up and then do a bit of damage just so this rogue stays on me. I'm just going to make sure that this rogue goes down. I got a warlock on me too. So I am just going to focus on keeping myself up, and luckily this Holy Paladin, he's focusing on me. We're just keeping each other alive, and they don't have a healer. So it's 2 healers versus 2 DPS. So the healers are going to win because we have sustain all day, especially with that Judgment of Wisdom I keep on my targets. So this Warlock realizes this is a losing fight for him. He's gone. I'm not going to chase him. I'm just going to focus on getting a Wisdom up on this Paladin so he has mana. That's super important because he might not be hitting people since he's healing. So we got a Druid coming in tunnel. He's going to be focusing for our flag carrier, so I'm going to slow him down. And out of nowhere, this warrior comes up. So I am going to support him while also applying pressure on this Druid. Now it's a 2v1 for the Druid. The odds are not in his favor. I'm just going to keep him up, keep an eye on the warrior's health, keep an eye on my health, just keep my mana ticking. Yep, we're going to apply pressure, keep myself up. And this warrior's chilling. He knows, all right, I got a Paladin next to me who's going to heal me. I can just, face roll on my keyboard. I can do whatever I want because I'm not going to die. And there he goes. So again, you're just going to be focusing on making sure your teammates are all right. And then while you're up and your health is good and your teammates' health is good, then you're going to turn around and do some damage. So over here I see they're focusing my flag carrier. I want to peel. So I'm going to, Hammer of Justice, whoever I can, the closest person to me. I'm gonna, cleanse the flag carrier, make sure that they get out. Luckily it's a Druid, so he's got legs for days. And then I'm gonna go here and just act as a distraction, try to keep them away from our flag carrier and make sure my teammates are up. See? There we go. He can just do what he needs to do. He can focus on damage because he knows I don't have to heal myself. Shayla's gonna heal me instead. So I'm just gonna try to keep everybody up as long as I can. I think we might lose this warrior, hopefully not. Oh, we got the flag carrier, so everybody's tunnel vision on him. And I end up going just because I tunnel vision. That's why you gotta try to avoid the tunnel vision. And I'm going to go back here and just sort of try to get my bearings. Oh, I guess not. So I'm charging in. I have no mana. Super important that I get a Wisdom down, but I'm just overwhelmed with, the chaos. Gonna stop the rogue. Always focus the rogues. If there's a bunch of melee and you see warriors, rogues, and shamans, focus the rogue because the rogue is going to be most disruptive. He's going to stun people. He's going to kick people. Rogues have great utility for shutting down casting, so you're always going to want to focus the rogue. So we got a warlock who is trying to farm HKs. I'm going to show him why that's a bad idea. Make sure my teammate's okay. And we're going to move on. Okay, so we got a big group fight up here, and I can see the flag carrier. So I'm going to heal this Druid. It's Shiahan from the 1v1 fights. And we're going to stop this Warlock. Warlocks are the equivalent to Rogue as casters. They have fantastic ways to shut you down. You see I have a Curse of Tongues up. That curse really, really sucks. Now, luckily, Holy Judgment is going to help out with that because it's going to, reduce the cast time on Holy Light. So instead of it being 6 seconds with Tongues, it is now, 4.5? So it's better than 6. 6 seconds is a lot of time for any cast, so functional. And again, I'm just keeping up the pressure, making them focus on me, because I know I can keep myself up. I have great sustain. And while they focus on me, my teammates and my casters, they can do a little bit of extra damage in the background, you know. So while they're hitting me, my teammates are hitting them. There we go. And we're just gonna go after them here in mid. Apply pressure, just let them know that, hey, you're being focused. You can't go after our healers, you can't go after our casters, you got melee on you. So that's sort of a little bit like Ret. You want to keep up the pressure once everybody's okay. So you'll notice when we step into this tunnel, I'm blessing everybody in range. I'm making sure everybody's topped up, and I'm making sure everybody's blessed, because again, when you bring the best out of your teammates, they perform better and you win. I'm going to tell you a secret. Warlocks and hunters are not the only classes that have pets. If you play Holy Paladin, guess what? The other players are your pets. Don't tell them. Don't tell them I said that. But it's true. You're going to view them the way you would view your pet. You want to keep them up. They're going to be your primary source of damage. You're going to make sure that they have buffs. You're going to make sure that they have everything they need to succeed. Because when they're thriving, your team wins and you thrive. That's what Paladin is about. Paladin is a support class. You're going to hear me say that a lot because it's true. I'm going to be a broken record on it. You need to support the people around you. Alrighty, so we're going to get back into mid here. I'm going to heal my teammates up. And then I'm going to start focusing people. Try to get a Holy Judgment proc. Let's see, we got people dying here, not on my watch. We're going to go back in here, and we're just going to show them, hey, you can't be pushing us. You don't be so confident. We know what we're doing here. So I'm going to trinket that fear. Oh, and we got the flag carrier, so now we're all going to focus on them. Now, it's really difficult not to tunnel vision when you see the flag carrier. You're going to want to kill them as soon as possible, of course, but if people start dropping, that's damage lost. That's damage that potentially could have been on that flag carrier that is no longer going on them. So you're going to want to keep your teammates up even when the flag carrier is near. You're going to want to freedom those warriors. You're going to want to cleanse people off. You're going to want to make sure that people have the health to do the damage they need to do to get the flag carrier down. Now I see the shaman healing and I'm like, oh, you're not allowed to do that. So I'm going to go apply some pressure to him, let him know, hey man, you cannot free cast. We're not going to let you do that. Any healers on the enemy team are as dangerous as you are. So you're going to want to focus them if you can. So again, we're over here. I'm just chilling. And I think they're going to get me here. Yep, down I go. Alrighty, so I was checking out my map, and I realized somebody just picked up our flag. So I'm thinking, is he going to go ramp? And sure enough, he went ramp. So here, I'm going to try to slow him down. I'm going to let my teammates know, okay, he went ramp. And he's like, okay, I'll do a 1v1. I'm down, I'm game. So I make a mistake and I freed him. I should be cleansing because he's a shaman. You want to cleanse with a shaman because they're going to purge freedom. There you go. He purged freedom. So just cleanse. You don't want to waste the freedom until they're low on mana. So he's beating on me. He's thinking that I'm going to be an easy kill. And I have that sustain. So it's just like, here we go. It's a battle of attrition. I'm going to keep up the pressure. And he's starting to go so he realizes like, wow, this paladin is a lot tougher, and they just can't go down. So he's going to start to run away, and that's when I pop my freedom. I'm going to let my teammates know that, hey, this shaman is still near our base. I'm going to click on the map to show them exactly which direction he's headed. When you ping the map, it gives a little audio signal to your other teammates so they know, hey, look at your map. And he gets off here. He ends up capping, but that's just to show you how important it is to keep yourself up and to delay your enemies. So here's an interesting thing. You see how I repentance one and stun the other? That's going to be a really, really neat tool that you want to use when you are fighting people. So if you know that like there is a heavy hitter on the other team, you're going to want to take them out of combat. You can do it to 2 people at once, or if you know that there's like one player who's just ungodly, their MVP, what you can do is you can run up to them, Repentance, run off, go beat up on somebody, get your mana back, and then the second the Repentance drops off, you're going to drop your Hammer of Justice. So you just took that person out of combat for 12 seconds. Hold your breath for 12 seconds. It's a long time. It's a long time to not have control of your target, you know, or control of your character. So if you can take people out for 12 seconds, that's basically a rogue stun lock. And a Paladin with a stun lock who's capable of healing is like super crazy. So this dude's AFK. I don't know what he's doing. See, Repentance him, because I know he's going to heal up. We drop him, and Hammer of Justice him. So it's all about control. That's the neat thing about time on target Templar. You're able to control the dynamic of fight very, very well, so long as you are smart and you are, you know what you're doing. Make sure that you have good keybinds up. I like to do shift 1 through 5 for, you know, my 6 through 10. And then I have Q, E, R, S, and F bound. And then shift, Q, R, S, F, and the rest bound. So that's where my key bindings lay. And it just gives me a lot of control over, you know, how quickly I can hit my spells. In fact, my cleanse is bound to E, so I can just cleanse as I need to. You know, you notice I'm just keeping my teammates up. I'm supporting them. You know, I try to be encouraging, you know, try to keep the vibes good, because when people are raging, people are bickering in Battleground chat, the morale goes down and people start to perform worse. So if you can avoid fighting amongst yourselves, that's really, really important for making sure you do well in Battlegrounds. So we're just going to farm him here, and we end up losing this game. But we get some nice honor just farming the graveyard. So, you know, it was fun. You know, we had a good time. People were in good spirits. And I did my best to support the people around me and to keep my teammates up. Alrighty, so now we have an AB game. And this is cool. So me and this hunter end up going BS. I think we are we're down a few players. So the Horde have the player advantage. And it's just the two of us, but we managed to stick it out for a long time. And it starts out a 2v2, which like I'm confident in, but I think they started to get back up as the fight goes on. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to take this shaman out, because the shaman is capable of healing. I don't really worry about the warrior. You know, the warrior I can deal with. However, the shaman's going to purge. The shaman is going to heal the warrior, so I want to keep pressure up on the shaman, but I also want to make sure that my teammate is alive. So it's a balancing act. You got to go back and forth between keeping people up, keeping yourself up, and applying pressure to the most threatening targets that you see. So I'm going to pop shield, and I know when I pop shield they're going to stop hitting me because it's useless, so I'm going to immediately start focusing the hunter, because now he's got 4 people on him. So I'm going to keep the hunter up as long as possible. This is a 2v4 situation, and the fact that they haven't capped that flag yet means our teammates are capping LM and GM. So we ended up with 3 out of 5 bases, even though we didn't take BS, because we were able to delay. Now that hunter goes down, and that's my cue to just run away, because I can't 1v4. I got no mana. That's just a death sentence. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to eat and drink. So we're going to eat up, we're going to check the map. Always be checking your map just to know where people are, what bases you got. So I noticed that we just capped LM, and we need to hold that to get our 3rd base. So we're going to go and we're going to cap LM. I also noticed I'm raid leader. So this is a neat trick. What you're going to do is you're going to get an ornate spyglass, and you're going to stand up on LM, and you're going to do reconnaissance. BG leader doesn't mean you bark orders, it means you're on recon duty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye out, and I'm going to look. I'm going to see where the enemy teams are, and I'm going to make sure that my people, my team, they know where the enemy is. So I see this hunter solo, and I'm figuring like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what? I can do something about this. We had a good little first go around, so I'm going to make sure they stay alive. This hunter manages to kill the 3 people they were fighting as I pull up, because I'm healing them. Now, had I not gone there, they probably would have went down. So again, like normally I don't encourage people to go and like try to cap something by themselves, that's just a futile effort. Like you're probably not gonna win a 3 or 4v1. But I'm like, you know what? We had a good go around that first time. We held out really, really well, so I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna support this hunter, make sure they get some mana back with the Judgment of Wisdom up on the shaman, and we're good. And to my surprise, we cleared the whole BS. So now this hunter is going to cap BS, and we only have 2 bases. They have 3. However, because I decided to jump off cliff, and help out that hunter because I was looking through my spyglass, we end up capping BS. So again, it's all about communication, especially in AB. You need to communicate where the teams are, what bases are being held, the enemy movements, and you need to rotate in a quick manner. So I think like they just respawned. It's what, like 3 or 4v2 again. So I'm gonna do my best to keep the hunter up. And they know, like, hey, Shayla's gonna heal when you know they can. So just focus on killing Shayla. So the hunter goes down, and it's like a 5v1, and I'm like, oh crap. So I put out the memo. I'm like, yo, get this druid off the flag, and I'm saying defend BS, and check out the map. Luckily, we just had reinforcements come in. So we end up capping BS just because that hunter decided to do something that probably wasn't the most wise thing and push a base by themselves, but I was able to jump down and make sure they had the support to win the fight. So we cap BS, and I'm going to move back to my position over on LM and continue my reconnaissance with my ornate spyglass. It's really a fantastic investment. It was 2 gold on the auction house, and because of it, I now have a long sight, just like a shaman or a hunter. And again, recon is everything, communication is everything when it comes to a Rathi Basin. If you do not know the enemy team movements, and you are not communicating what bases are being hit, what bases are left exposed, you're probably not going to win. A lot of people think BS is the most important base, and it's very good for controlling the map. However, the thing you want to keep in mind is 3 out of 5 bases will win you the game. So long as you can hold 3 out of 5, that's going to be the win condition. It's not going to be necessarily having BS, because I've had games where we capture BS, however, we only have stables, and then they'll go around and they capture stables. Now we're stranded on BS. We only have, you know, BS. We're spawn trapped, essentially. You want to avoid that situation as much as possible. ST is also a very critical base to have, because when they take all your bases, they're going to be able to spawn at ST, and they're just going to trap you where you originally spawned in on the map. So you want to hold ST if you're able to hold ST, because if they end up getting it, the people who come into the battleground are going to be trapped by a wall of horde. So I'm just up here, I'm doing my reconnaissance, I'm blessing people, I'm doing callouts, and I'm checking my map. And then I see, oh, we got people pushing, so I'm gonna put out the signal. All right, we got people here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep this mage up. The mage is gonna be able to do more damage than I can do. So again, I'm thinking the players are my pets. I'm gonna keep up my my mage here. Why? Because the mage is gonna be able to slow. It's gonna be able to counterspell, sheep. I can't do any of that, but the mage can. So I'm gonna make sure that mage lives. So I'm just focusing on this mage. I'm going to try to get this rogue off the mage because they can stun. So I'm like, no, I'm your opponent now. Nope, don't touch them. And the mage is going to support me. And there we go. That's how it's done. See, we got that sheep. I can't sheep. The mage can sheep. Again, nope, your opponent is me. Focus me. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, and a rogue popped up. So I'm just going to focus on keeping up my teammates. Again, put out the word, LM is in trouble. Again, raid lead is not to bark orders. It is for fantastic communications. You can put a message in the middle of people's screen. You don't want to be like, you know, harassing or abusing your teammates, you know, in a place where they can't look away. You just want to give them helpful information when you have it. Again, checking the map, and we seem to be okay. And you can sort of predict where they're going to come from based on which bases they have. And you know, which bases you have. So if you know that they just pushed LM, they're probably going to rotate to GM or to BS. So you can sort of preemptively call out like, hey, keep an eye out over here. They're probably going to hit this next. And you just, you know that, oh, okay, good. You just know that they're going to come from a specific direction. So you want to reinforce the direction they're potentially going to come from. So I'm going to chill here, get back to my recon in a second. Check my map. See what we got going on. Okay, we got a recon. All right, so they're fighting. I'm like, okay, the flag. They're at the flag. Keep them off the flag. And I'm watching. I'm making sure that everything's okay. Letting my teammates know BS is under heavy pressure from the enemy team. Watch it out. We got some dude at GM here. I don't know what he's trying to do. We got 3 out of 5. Again, if you have 3 out of 5, it's best just to hold what you got. Unless your team is unless your enemy team is not the best and you have some really good players on your team, it's just smartest to hold 3 out of 5. It's sort of disrespectful to cap 4 or 5. You can do it if you know that the enemy team has no chance at, you know, beating your team. Like if you're in a pre-made, you have some really fantastic rankers on you. But I don't recommend doing that often. Usually the person's gonna die. So I'm doing my recon. I'm just chilling up here. Take a look at Stables over here. Make sure Stables is okay. Yep, he's chilling over at Stables. Now, I'm going to show you why the Ornate Spyglass is cool. However, you're going to want to be careful with it. So I'm doing my recon. I'm making sure, like, you know, I get my comms out to my team. And, oh my gosh, there's somebody behind me capping. So when you're in that Spyglass, you cannot see behind you. You can't see, you have no peripheral vision. You can only see very, very far in front of you. So you're always going to want to pop in and out just to make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. Now, if I had let him cap LM, I would have been the jerk. I would have been, you know, the worst player on the team because I'm here. I'm supposed to be guarding this. Luckily, I was able to keep him off. I put out the word that LM is under, you know, heavy pressure, and my teammates back me up. Thank God. So I'm going to go back, rotate back onto the Shaman. Now, he's Doom. I'm not. Again, that's where the sustain and time on target comes from. And I'm just going to, you know, keep up the pressure, let them know, like, all right, yeah, I can fight you. You're not going to be able to kill me. You know, it'd be wiser if you tried elsewhere. So we're just going to clear them off our flag. We're going to keep up the pressure. And somebody's healing. I don't know who's healing, but somebody's healing. But I'm going to keep my pressure up. Keep my teammates up, too. And he's going to just decide, I'd rather just suicide myself than fight all these people. I understand. Makes sense. Alrighty. So LM is safe. You know, I was playing it close with that Spyglass, but I managed to get lucky and turn around just in time. Now I'm thinking they're going to hit BS, so I let them know, hey, they're probably going to hit BS. I'm looking around. Where are they coming from? They're just chilling. They don't really know what to do because everywhere they try to hit, there's reinforcements there. Probably 5 seconds later, they're probably getting frustrated, and that's good. You know, if you guys can avoid bickering on your side, and the enemy is demoralized, that means you have the advantage. You know, you're in their head. You know, it's a little bit of psychological warfare. Yep, I got my priest buddy. We made friends after this fight. He was like, hey, you know what you're doing? I was like, yeah. And he used to Battleground lead over in retail. He was like, you do pre-mades? And I was like, not so much these days. And I'm going to do a video about pre-mades probably next. But usually I'll just queue and I'll just play with whoever I got. And I will sometimes queue into pre-mades. And that's cool. You know, I know everybody there. There's sometimes it's a little clicky, and sometimes people are chilling, people are vibing. It's a great time, you know, you're owning it's great. Other times, you know, people are being snarky because there are some people who weren't in the group, out of the group, and they're saying, oh, you're trash, you're bad, and that's just negative. It's not why I play World of Warcraft. I play World of Warcraft to have a good time. I'm not trying to do any elitist gamer BS, so, you know, I try to stay away from the negativity, and if I know that there is a negative click, I'm going to avoid that click, because nobody likes jerks. Again, just doing my recon, watching over LM, being a clear communicator, being effective. Gotta get some mana back here. And yeah, we're gonna put out the word, let them know we're doing a good job, and keep on doing it, you know? It's important to be encouraging if you're able to be. You know, nobody likes to play with negative Nancys. So again, I'm chilling with my mage buddy over here. Gonna reapply frost oil because that slow and that damage is important to me. It's good to have that extra damage. We're gonna chill, and I think in a minute here they're gonna try to push LM. Unfortunately, there was a server-side error, and like half of our team and half of their team ends up getting kicked. So we end up winning the game, but it was sad because a lot of the people who were playing with us, they got disconnected, and then when they logged back in, they got a deserter debuff, so they have 15 minutes where they cannot re-queue, which that sucks. That's happened to me a bunch, and it doesn't feel good. You can be having a great game, and it's always when you're having a great game. It's always when you're winning, you will get disconnected, and when you log back in, you have the deserter debuff, and then you have to go and chill out in Stormwind, or you know, just go to the auction house, buy some consumes, and chill. Talk to a friend, you know, just do anything else until you can queue again. So they're gonna try to push us. I let the team know LM is in trouble. I'm gonna shut him down. Okay, I'm not gonna touch him. I didn't touch him. I'm gonna stun him, and I know he's got a rogue on him. Blessing of protection. Heal him up. Keep my teammates up. Support, support, support. And they realize, okay, these guys are a nightmare to fight. We're just gonna run away. We're probably not gonna win this fight. And they're right. If they kept pushing, we probably would have. And there it goes. There's where people start dropping. They probably would have died had they kept pushing us. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.